Yo, this is Mike. Another episode of Mike Motivation. I am on campus today. Today's topic, I'm going to talk to my young brothers. I hope his waterfall not too loud. Trying to do something different. Hope it's canceling some of the sound out. So today's topic is I feel versus I feel. When I was growing up, I went through this a lot. I feel like, and then I realized I still got to do it, no matter how I feel. So my first point is when you grow out of being a teenager into being a man, when you become a man, it's not about how you feel all the time. It's about I feel. Gotta make it happen. I feel gotta stay legit. And I feel have to make sure that I stay on top of my game. No matter how I feel. Sometimes I may not feel like it. Sometimes I may feel bad, may feel a little sick, but I still have to maintain my manhood as a man once I get out of that teenager stage, once I graduate high school and I become an adult. Being a man is not always fun. Being a man is not always bad either. But you have to understand that how you feel cannot stop that you feel. You got to get it done. Second one is being a provider. When you take that next step after being a man and you become a provider, the I feel magnifies. The I feel weighs more than how I feel. This is my opinion. When I became a husband, when I became a father, thanks to Ashley for giving me two great kids and being my wife, let me be a provider. How I feel doesn't matter or doesn't weigh more than what I have to do to provide. Now, I know people are talking about mental health. That's a big thing past couple of years. Uh, Maintaining your mental health. In my opinion, the more that you learn about yourself, the more that you learn about accountability and responsibility, and when you understand about being a man and being a provider, and you think about the I feel, for me, it helps me navigate through those things and not get stuck in the mental health of being down or staying down because I still have to be a provider, no matter what state I'm in. I still have to provide. That's what I signed up for. When you go down the aisle or you get married and you understand it from a biblical standpoint, you make a vow, not only to your wife, but you make a vow to God that you're going to be a leader, you're going to be a provider, and you're going to be the spiritual head of the house. Whether you agree with it or not, that's what you're doing. So you got to be careful not to get stuck in I feel. Because when you get stuck in the I feel, sometimes it'll make you steer away from I feel. And it takes something, it's an art to it, even though you don't feel like it, but I have to steer myself in the right way because I still have to do this because I'm held to a higher standard by God. Not by man, but by God. So you have to be careful not to get stuck in the I feel. And still remember that I feel. Even though I still have to be a provider. No matter if I lose my foot, I still gotta be a provider. Even though I don't feel the greatest, even though I gotta hobble around, I still have to be a provider. Third point, it's not about what I did not have or what I did not get or what I wasn't given when I was younger. When you become a man, when you become a provider, how you feel about that doesn't matter. I still have to get that information in order to increase my value. No matter how I feel, no matter what I didn't get, I still am called to be the best provider that I can be. How do I do this? Whether it's through educating myself, finding those opportunities to where I can be a better provider for my family. We can do more things because I go out and work and provide. No matter how I feel, I still have to be a provider. And I still got to be a maker. Sometimes when you're trying to be a provider, you're going down the education route, it's some things you never been and never did and never was exposed to. No matter how I feel about it, I still have to explore those opportunities as positive. It gives me a greater opportunity to succeed. No matter how I feel, I still got to do that. I may not have come from a family of affluence. I may not have come from a rich background, but I still have the responsibility that if I can get to this point, not about taking money, but about how learning how to generate money. Sometimes we look at the things that we feel like we should have as a bigger picture, but you don't realize it takes the little details to get to the bigger picture. And no matter how I feel, I still have to line up those details in order to get to the bigger picture. My last point is being able to learn new information that I didn't know, learn new information that can help me elevate to the next level, learn information to dispel the misinformation. No matter how I feel about it, I still am responsible for learning and getting to a place to where I minimize the misinformation that's up here. As a man and as a provider. Because if you go off too much misinformation, you get the dead end. You go off too much misinformation, you out there speaking on stuff or doing stuff from a misinformed standpoint, and you find out that you got to start over from scratch. So, as a man, as a provider, even if I wasn't given the information early, no matter how I feel about it, I still have to get in a position to learn it. Even if I find out it's misinformation, no matter how I feel about it, I still have to have the ability to say, okay, I thought I knew about this, but I didn't. And I have enough flexibility to say, okay, let me learn so I know now. No matter how I feel about other people's opinions, I still have to get to a place where I can be the best provider for my country. No matter how I feel about what people say about me, I still have to be a man. I still have to be a provider, no matter what somebody else thinks. Sometimes the people who do all the opinions and have a lot of stuff to say, a lot of times they not going down the same route that they're going. I'm not knocking the people that saying stuff. Sometimes they say some good stuff, but sometimes you're taking on new information that they don't know. And some people feel threatened or insecure. That's how they feel. So guess what? I still have the obligation to learn things to take them to the next level, no matter how another person feels or what their opinion is. So with that being said, this is Mike Motivation. How I feel versus I feel. I struggled with that when I was younger. The older I got, the better I got at it. And I'm that kind of person. Even though if I feel, I still have to get it done, no matter what. Because I'm a man, I am a provider. No matter what I didn't get, I gotta go get it. I don't blame anybody for it. Sometimes you don't pick the circumstances of where you grow up at, but you can pick what you take on and what you bring value to you. You can choose that. You can choose what you educate yourself in. You can choose how you invest your time when you become yourself. No matter how you feel, you still can put yourself in position to be great. But it's all about your feel, not about how you feel. It's about your will. Yo, this is Mike from Mike Motivation. I had to come on my little break while I'm on campus. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for those who've been watching the channel, whether it's the Mike Flex channel, TPM channel, Thinking Game Podcast, TPM Sports. I got to get back on my sports. It's been kind of tough because I've been taking these classes. However, thank you for all of your support. Thanks for all who watch, and I will catch you on the next Mike Motivation.